Am I the a-hole for not letting our nanny leave for a date during our vacation?
Hello, gorgeous. My name is Gia Garcia. If you like all things elegant, subscribe, click the bell, tell all your friends, watch us several thousand times. It's 100% free. I believe in elegance with a personality, not these cookie cutter, you should wear this, you should do that. We're going to look at different scenarios, how to react to them in a way that everybody walks away feeling great. The essence of etiquette is reading the room, making sure people are feeling comfortable, absolutely everyone, and still being gracious and polished at the same time.
My wife and I had our first child last year, and it's been quite an intense few months. I would think so. My wife has been on an extended maternity leave, but on top of that, we've also hired a nanny slash maid to assist us with the baby as well as keep the house in order. She stays in our guest house. To celebrate our anniversary, I planned for us to take a trip by ourselves just to reconnect and give her some proper time away from our son. She was excited about leaving, but was slightly concerned about leaving our son behind. Her mother was going to come down and babysit with the nanny. Trying to ease things, I asked the nanny if she'd be willing to come along with us on our trip and take care of the baby, stressing that this was supposed to be our couple vacation, so most of the childcare will be hers and more than usual. She jumped at the idea, and so I also arranged her a ticket and accommodation. To be clear, she was also paid extra for overtime. The trip was a week long, and our arrangement was going quite well at first. My wife was relaxed, we reconnected, and our son was close by for whenever we missed him. We would take our son and give her a break either in the mornings or afternoons. On our last day, she asked if we could take the night shift as she mentioned someone who had asked her on a date. Besides that, going against our arrangement, the point was to give us a break from the sleepless nights. I'd already paid and planned an intimate date on the beach with my wife for our last night. It became a bit of an issue with her trying to guilt my wife and saying we were being unfair, but by the end of it, she didn't give in and she looked after our kid. Upon returning, my wife heard her on the phone saying that she was thinking of quitting over all this and that we were blocking her future. So here we are, blocking her future. Okay. Wife thinks we made a mistake. I don't disagree that it might have been a-hole ish, but ultimately it was our arrangement and she was paid extra for it. Are we the a-holes? Edit. The post has been up for 12 hours at the time of writing this. This is the first time checking in since the first hour due to life, but I just want to clarify some things I've seen come up. 1. She got paid double her usual daily rate, where she works 8 hours, so we paid her for 16 hours of work daily. Whoa, that's a huge jump. Okay, our expectations were very clearly expressed to her, and she agreed that it wouldn't be a problem. Depending on our plans, sometimes we took mornings and sometimes we took afternoons, but on any given day, it was one of the two. This was also pre planned since our trip had an itinerary. Each of these breaks averaged about 5 hours, and that excludes spontaneous breaks whenever we missed him and prepared him for bed. Also, the assumption that my wife and I don't take care of our child is silly. The nanny is there only to assist whenever my wife needs to nap slash rest. My wife takes care of most of the childcare, and I step in when I get back from work. Most of her maid's work is housework. My wife is staying in home because of her traumatic birth, which had complications she's still recovering from. She fully plans on returning to work when she's fit and our child is old enough. Okay, a lot of people are saying that this person is the a-hole. A lot of the comments are saying, it's a week long vacation. What days does she get off? Or how are you compensating for her for working 7 days a week? Okay, so they acknowledge this. You're the a-hole. I mean, have a baby. Oh, we're so tired. Let's drag the nanny on vacation. Work 24 hours a day. That will help us relax. Also, we get to listen in on phone calls. For people who wouldn't leave the baby behind, you did not spend much time with the baby. There was no reason to drag the child along. Okay, for that last comment, I think they weren't necessarily feeling like they had to take the baby on vacation with them. They wanted to make sure they had the option to see the baby in case they felt parents guilt, mom guilt, dad guilt. I see a lot of this happening. I will see videos on this where the parents are trying to reconnect and have their relationship. I believe that a couple should put each other first over the children. This way, the children don't use them against each other. You guys are one singular unit. When you're married, you're a united front. You should take care of each other first and foremost. Always take care of yourself. Take care of your husband. Make sure that he sees you as your one and true only love for the rest of your life. And vice versa. Men do this very well when they are committed. So obviously, this man planned a fabulous trip for his sweetheart and even offered to pay double for the nanny just to have the option, the peace of mind that they are in the next room or in the same room or in a Jack and Jill suite. Who knows? That's none of our business. It's been an intense few months and had an extended maternity leave. So it sounds like this birth, I don't know what she may have gone through. Birth is after, say, for example, I gave birth. So 4 months after I gave birth, I still had a hard time standing up and feeling like I had core pains. So I can't imagine. I don't know how long it is since she's given birth. And the nanny and or maid, it sounds like she's has a full housekeeping home economic situation. That's in her deal, her contract. That's her responsibility no matter what. Be professional. You know that this person is living in your guest house, and yes, there are certain hours, whether it's salary or hourly, it sounds like it's hourly, but they treat you like it's salary. You were paid double for 1 week for a reason, and this is a time to show out and go over the top as a nanny and say, I got you, you don't have to worry about this. That's literally your job. I'm very professionally driven. When I do something, I do it 110%. I do it right, and I don't give any people a moment, anybody, my boss, my coworkers, myself, a moment a week of weakness where I slip up and think perhaps this is not the right thing to do. They're paying you not to go on vacation with them. They're paying you to nanny whilst they are enjoying their vacation. You are working. I believe that this is a professional state of mind that you should be in, especially since they're paying for all your lodging, all your accommodations, everything to make it smooth so that you can work for them, not so that you can dilly dally around. Yes, it might be fun. You have new sights, you are seeing a new place, and you are taking the child around. It's a newborn, so I think they're more going to be homebody inclined in the room. They're not going to be ready to see the sights and sounds unless you want to. You can do that too. Just take off the load. That's your job. Take off the worry, the stress, the fact that they're paying you for doing that. And I'm not saying money is everything, obviously not. You as a nanny should not give people any question in their mind that you are not doing your job. I believe this with any job. If you're a dishwasher, be the best dishwasher you can be. This is a very special situation because you're taken out of the normal and it's just a change of scenario. It might heighten people's feelings. I know someone who they have a jet. They're paying for the pilot to be accommodated there as well. They would fly to Paris and they paid for all the lodging, the accommodations for their pilots. They had two pilots, a first officer, a captain, and then they had a flight crew. Sometimes they don't take the flight crew, they just take their own family and that's it. Just have the pilots. They need them on call. As a pilot, you're not supposed to drink. So one of the nights they drank, and then the day that they needed them, they weren't available. And that's what they were paying them for everything. You can go sightseeing, but I would sightsee within a 20-minute radius because you don't know if you're going to be on call and you're there for work. That's why you're on this trip. You're not there to be on vacation. You might feel like it's a vacation, but I would treat the entire thing like I don't have off time. And that's the thing about being a pilot. You really do live out of a suitcase, especially if you're a private pilot or if you're a commercial airliner. You still have to be on top at your best behavior. The company will treat you like with more seniority, with more perks and benefits. So that you have to build your reputation first, I believe, not be expected to be treated like a princess just because you have the job and you have the availability to some things. It doesn't welcome you and open up all of these perks to suddenly fall into your lap. No, you have to work for it. Also, you can do that on your own vacation when you're not being paid and you pay for a vacation. And if that happened to you, put yourself in that person's shoes. You'd say, I paid for this service and I'm not getting the service that I need. Or someone is complaining that they don't want to provide a service, even though we agreed beforehand. And also threatening to quit. I feel like that's very flimsy. You can not threaten to do anything and just think about it and just be professional. What happened to professionalism where you're doing your job and then end of story. You shouldn't complain about your job. A lot of people complain about their job and then don't realize, oh wait, they have a job. Things are not too bad and they're getting paid double. If I was getting paid double for my regular job, all I have to do is show up more, a little bit of energy. I would be honored. If I have a job, I don't drink, but say I drank all night and I was out with friends on a Wednesday night, I still have the responsibility to show up on Thursday and do my job. I'm not going to complain and say, you're giving me a hard time because I had fun last night. I have a life. Now you're expecting me to show up and do my job. That's what you're supposed to do. Just don't drink on a Wednesday. This is not the time and place. If you want to on the weekend, that's one thing. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Perhaps I might be biased because I love work. My hobby is work. When I'm not working, I'm working. When I'm not doing my other job, I'm doing my other business. It would be fabulous to hear from you. If you want more content like this, subscribe, click the bell, tell all your friends, watch this several thousand times. If you want more etiquette and a deeper dive into how to treat people well, strengthen your relationships, personal to yourself with self-respect and professional, visit dixonetiquette.com. It's my etiquette course, and I am in the midst of giving it a facelift right now. So get it with the dirt cheap price that it has. Get that locked in, and you'll have access to the new and improved version as we're working on it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.